Okay, I'm 5 years into this sport of disc golf. I'm 62 years old, and I've boiled down, I'm very confident that I've boiled down the three things that you can focus on right up front if you're brand new to this sport. Because I think this sport is universally available, any size and shape. Not because of strength or size, but because of technique. And there are three things that I think if you focus on from the get go, within a half hour, you could be throwing with power. And it's just beautiful how the disc flies. And you can start throwing lines with the discs in various ways with power, no matter what shape you are, what size you are, what age you are, relatively. So here we go. Oh, by the way, I'm just backhand. I don't do forehand. So it's the cleanest kinesiology, biomechanical motion, and much cleaner than the forehand from my experience. So that's where I focus. So here we go. All right, so number one is the foot position of the plant, the front, primarily the front and back, but making sure you got the front plant foot position right. And it's very critical. It really needs to be perpendicular to the direction of the throw, or even better, so that your hips can fully engage. And the back foot and the front foot need to be heel to toe. In other words, the front is forward, the back foot is, the toe is about, when you're lining it up with the direction of the throw, about where the heel is of the front foot. So that's critical. Okay, number two, and this is really the big one. This is the most critical thing. It took me 4 years to figure this out or discover it. When I came across Bradley Walker's 3 circles, spin and throw disc golf, that was the breakthrough for me. So this is really critical because this requires most people to let go of what they think is involved with throwing something, right? Because we think we're conditioned since we're children to throw with our arms, right? We use our muscles in our arms, our wrists and our biceps, right? We muscle it, we throw things, right? Balls, baseballs, whatever, right? In disc golf, you don't use your arm muscles. There's what I'm calling a trebuchet effect, because I see incredible similarity between the trebuchet motion, the ancient siege weapon of the trebuchet, the mechanics of that, the physics of that, and mimicking that with biomechanics, with kinesiology, to get that power that the trebuchet delivers, which we can't go if we're arm throwing, quote unquote arm throwing, right? So this is really critical. I discovered this when I saw Bradley Walker talking about this, and I went in my backyard and I started throwing putters, and then went deep in the woods where I didn't throw them that far before. So this is the critical element that you have to get, and you have to rethink. So there you go. All right, number 3. Now this one I just discovered maybe a month ago when I came across a video by Trent Pendergrass, and he's got a site, Facebook and YouTube, Tickling Chains Disc Golf, and he talked about the rubber band effect. And I've noticed how the pros, there's this, the offhand, the off arm action, and now I think Trent described it. It's the rubber band effect. So now we can bring our back muscles into this throw for another, like, rubber band release power and turbocharging our throw. And so it's called the rubber band effect. And if you put all these 3 things together, and do it better than I can, because, it's a matter of understanding it, and then it's a matter of doing it, which becomes the practice. My hypothesis is that within 20 minutes, maybe a half hour, if you focus on this, and I help you focus on this, you'll be throwing with power and control and on your way to to really having some fun watching, creating lines with your discs and watching that a beautiful flight of the disc. And one of the things I love about this aspect of finding these three things is that it really makes disc golf access universal. Any shape, any size. It's not about a big arm. People in disc golf say, people can throw far. They say they have a big arm, but that's not it. They have technique. They have the non-arm throw. So it's kind of a misnomer. But anyway, that's my hypothesis. Happy to share it. Open source. I hope everybody loves this game the way I do. It's great exercise. You're out getting vitamin D, and I think there's a whole university, frankly, around this disc golf, because you've got history, you've got math, you got science, you got physics, you got the whole curriculum. Anyway, enjoy.